My studs are not 16 on center. Welcome back to the channel. Here I am back in my mess of a garage. This is what I'm working with, or working around, but the wall's coming along. I didn't want to go past this because I didn't feel like pulling any of this stuff out yet. What I was thinking of doing over here, maybe later on, I could put in just a door to the side yard. That's down the road. And then what I've done is change the boxes, because these were afterthoughts and they were in these boxes that just slid into the drywall. Now I actually have them mounted to the studs and my wires are secure. Then I went and foamed some areas, just trying to do the best I can to keep the cold and the heat out. So there's that. And I've got my new outlet. This is going to be for the tank, and I've jumped it over here. So what happened was, the reason this is kind of odd looking is I had a wire coming down here and punched out through the brick, and that goes to the outlet for my RV. What I had planned on doing was just jumping off that 240 over to that box. What I've done instead is I've pulled that wire off, and this is my dedicated 240 volts here. And because it wasn't really long enough to get to where I need it, I just made a junction box, pulled it over to where I need it to be. What I've set up over here is I took a scrap piece of wire and I mounted this box, because this is where my wire comes through the wall. So once this is all insulated and sheetrocked, I mean, the odds of me trying to find that wire and fish it up and blah, blah, blah is going to be pretty much impossible. So I drilled a hole through the top plate and I fed this wire into this old box, which is going to be mounted with this little flapper into the drywall, and then I've screwed it over here. So this is going up this tube through the top plate into the attic. So I can basically grab that and then have somebody hold this one down here and kind of fish a new wire, and then I'll be able to take this plate off and pull the wire in, slide it up, and go all the way up into the attic, and then finish making my run all the way to the other side of the house to the electrical box. These are just these little tubes that are left over from my old construction days that I used to find around the job sites. Contractors use them in the walls to run cords to TVs and stuff like that, and I'm glad I kept a couple. So here we are, almost 8-10 years later. I finally used it. Good thing I didn't throw it away. Next up, I've got my 2x6s. I've got an extra 2x4. I went and added another stud right here for support. That top plate, I don't know why they didn't double, even triple stud that. I may even throw that other one right here just to support where that top plate seems like it's split. Yeah, that's old construction from the 80s, I don't think that would fly today, but I will fix that. What I'll do next is cut my 2x6s and basically just nail in all of my blocking across this wall that I'm going to set up for maybe future cabinets. I don't know if I'll hang cabinets here, but I want to be set up for it while I have it open, and just kind of trying to use my brain to think ahead. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's genius. Blocking is done. Yeah, the entire wall all the way down. Now, maybe overkill. I'm sure I'll never put cabinets this far, but I'd rather have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Wiring is all done. Let's see. Let's make sure we got power. Let's check it out. Ooh. Yep. We are hot. And we should be live down here. Here we go. Sweet. My wife was out running errands and she brought me a care package of some sort. I'm pretty sure it's Hot Wheels. Let's see. Can't go wrong with Hot Wheels, right? I don't know where I'm going to put all these Hot Wheels though. That's a project for a different day. I got a couple rolls of some R13 So because I have 2x4 walls and not 2x6, R13 is basically what I can fit in there. And there's the insulation. Couple small little areas to fill in. I think it's like 2:30 or something, so there's plenty of time left in the day. I bet I can get pretty much most of this knocked out, which puts me a little bit farther ahead than I ever thought I would get. And this is only day 2. And I gave myself, what, a month? Well, okay, I gave myself a month to get everything in and organized and set up, not just a month to do the wall. One bundle is 2 pieces of drywall, and they're sold individually. So if it says, hey, this is 12 bucks, look real close, it says 12 bucks each. So this would be 24 bucks. They come in packs of 2. I know some of you out there didn't know that. First layer of tape and bed is done. Just got to do another skim coat over that. I'm probably not going to texture this wall, at least not right now, because most of it's going to get covered. And here is part of my Gladiator wall system. It's like a track system. These will kind of click together. And this is 1 pack, so it's going to be 2 foot total by 4 feet, and I have 2 packs. And then over here somewhere in another box, I've got some individual pieces, and those pieces will go down on that side over there. Haven't selected a color, don't know what I'm going to paint this wall. I think I'll probably just move everything in and kind of see how much of the wall is actually showing, and that'll help me pick a color. I mean, if there's a ton of it, cool, and if there's just a little bit of the wall showing, then I can pick like a darker color. I just don't want to pick anything dark that's going to make the small garage appear even smaller. Well, it's dark outside, but I've been working all day. So here's day 3 progress. I just wanted to start laying pieces out and kind of looking at how I want things to be organized and where they're going to be placed. My wife came up with a great idea of putting a cabinet in this area and then leaving the open wall where I still have some of the Gladiator stuff left over. I can mount the rest of the Gladiator stuff over here above the dip tank and then have, I don't know, shelves or something. I can put paint guns or whatever I need specific to that area. So that's day 3. I'm trying to rock and roll through this. I haven't hung anything on the Gladiator system yet, but I am impressed with the quality of these panels. It's, I mean, solid stuff, really. Now I'm going into studs on each side, and I've actually got one here in the center. But these things, they'll hold some weight, so I can't wait to find some accessories to go on here and accessorize. Since I had 3 sticks of the fast track, I went ahead and just put those up. Since this was kind of a dead area anyway, I didn't want to waste this cool section over here behind the press. So this actually worked out really well with just the ladder and the 2 race ramps, and it just works out to where it split my outlet. Happy mistake, I guess. And here I am, day 4, and it finally is going back together. It's all kind of mock-up right now, but stuff is off the floor. And I don't know if everything is going to live where it is right this second, maybe, but it's pretty close. The wall is not completely finished. I have not sanded the tape lines or anything like that. I've just been kind of mocking things up and seeing where I want stuff. I really, really like this Gladiator board. I don't know what they call this, Gladiator tracks, or now it is a bit pricey, and all these little hooks and stuff are kind of expensive. And I have some pieces left over that I'm thinking about putting kind of on this side. So the final layout is going to be dip tank. I had originally planned on putting the air compressor right here and then running kind of a dry air line somewhere in this area, just a couple up and downs so I can clear that line out. I'm going to put the rinse station over here, and then the actual paint booth section that I'm going to build will kind of slide in this area. The paint booth and the rinse station will both be on casters so they can be moved around, because more than likely, you know, I'll probably take it outside on a nice day and do everything out there. My blasting booth is already on casters, so that'll kind of hang out over here and be used when needed. It's not a huge section, but it really is enough for me to work in. When I started this thing, I was in a tiny, tiny garage. I don't even think I had this much space, but I made it work. This is definitely a step up. This is kind of dedicated to just the hydro printing stuff. So right now I've got my guns and stuff in here and some of my old paint stuff, airbrush, things like that. But this will all get modded out and probably put like some hangers on the side here or something, or reskin this, and this is where I'll hang the paint guns. I don't know yet. It's a work in progress. So I gotta hang my cords out in the sun. They've been wrapped up, stuffed in a drawer. And part of the idea of doing all this organization stuff on this wall is so that I could get space back in my toolbox. So now I have all of my battery operated tools in here, and then I've got automotive stuff. Really kind of cleaned up this drawer quite a bit and gave me a ton of space. And then I was able to actually dedicate one of the cabinets over there to just like woodworking, you know, jigsaws and screws and nails and things like that. So different sections of the garage are now being more organized, and that's what I've really have wanted to do for a very long time, and it's been driving me nuts that stuff was just kind of scattered in different areas. I mean, I knew where everything was, but now it's nice to have a dedicated space. I can already tell a difference in here with the temperature, having that wall insulated. So we're back to like 68, 70 degrees this week in Texas. We went from 30 to 70 overnight, basically. So thanks for following along. Stay tuned. I'm bringing the Mondial back, and I'll do a video on that one. We had the headliner done, and from the pictures, it looks awesome. I can't wait to actually see it in person. Now that we've got some decent weather, I can finally get back on the DeLorean. Finish this LS, made it to the transaxle, and get it in this car. Thanks so much for watching. Stay hungry, stay foolish.